To this story now, over 80 people are to appear in court again today in connection with the gang rapes in Krugersdorp. 8 women were assaulted and raped while shooting a music video. Activists are calling for justice. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is covering the story for us and joins us now. Good morning, Nqobile. Firstly, can you just give us clarity? Have these 80 individuals been linked certainly, have they been linked to the rape of these women, or there is no link currently, they're just there because they have contravened immigration laws?
Well, at this point, Fundo, what we know is that they've all been charged for being unlawfully in the country, which means they've contravened those immigration laws. But what we do understand is that the police said that there are still ongoing investigations. The minister had said that on the scene they had sent biology dogs, which were meant to use some of those things or that evidence they had found on the scene to check if any of these suspects can be linked in terms of the crime, specifically looking at the DNA of the people that were in the scene of the crime, but as well as the evidence, other evidence that they have collected on the ground. So at this point, what we understand is that all these people, including the 20 minors that appeared on Monday in court, are all charged of being unlawfully in the country. But what we do know from the community is that they're saying that they've been terrorized by a group of illegal miners for quite some time, that it's been very difficult for them to be in the area, and therefore what had happened in the area for them, they're saying that it's something that has been happening for many, many years. They're saying this has been ongoing for quite some time. But now I want to bring you to the scene where we are standing. There's Action SA, there's ANC, there's DA. Now you'll see they are outside here, and from our understanding is that they're here joining on the picketing lines to support the victims, to support the community members, as well as the victims of the gang rape. So I want to bring in some of the Action SA leaders to speak to us about why they have decided to gather here this morning. So what brings you here this morning?
Well, Action SA, we are here to support the victims. We know in 2016, our President Herman Mashaba has been very vocal about the issue of illegal immigration in South Africa. He has been very vocal about the issue of amazamazama that have actually taken over our communities. And this was escalated to national government. And as we all know, nothing has been done to date. That's why we find ourselves in this situation, that our government has been very reactive instead of being proactive. That's why today we have young women that have been raped. This could have been prevented. It's concerning that we are all here as political parties. We are here with the governing party that is protesting against itself. As a South African myself, I'm a bit concerned that how can a government be protesting against themselves? They're in government. The Minister of Security is the ANC. They could have done so much more, but nothing has been done to date.
What do you think they could have done?
What they could have done, firstly, it's quite simple. They could have blockaded our borders, closed the borders. Secondly, the crime in this country is very high. We know the issue of mazamazama. They could have investigated. They could have went to these abandoned mines. That has not been done. So they've only started yesterday going to these areas. It's a little bit too late, because already we've got young people that have been violated, young people that have been assaulted. So this, as far as I'm concerned, this could have been prevented.
And as Action SA, you're saying that Mashaba has been very vocal about these issues, but what have you done as a party?
Look, we obviously all we can do is bring this to the government that is governing this country, right? We are not in power. We cannot change money. We can influence as a political party. Come 2024, we are hoping that we will empower. We will ensure, firstly, we'll start by ensuring that our borders are managed properly. That's the first thought. Secondly, the rule of law in South Africa needs to prevail. It cannot be a business as usual where South Africans are threatened. South Africans feel unsafe in their own country. This has to stop.
community in the area, West Village to be specific, has said that this has been ongoing for some time, saying that it's very difficult to live in the area. And they were saying that a lot of these parties have appeared here in court, but none of you have been on the ground. So I wanted to ask you, what have you as Action SA done on the ground to go help those communities?
All right, so as you know, as I've indicated, that we're not in government, therefore we can influence policy. But what we have done, we're obviously working with CPF, we're working with community members, we're working with NGOs, so that we can educate our communities in terms of how they can be proactive, in terms of how they can assist themselves as a community, unite, because that's the only way we can fight this surge that has taken over our country as collective, if we all stand together.
Lastly, what do you want to see happening today here?
Firstly, we as Action SA, we're hoping that they're not going to get bail. Secondly, we're hoping that, as we said, closing the border, that's the first priority. But for today, we're hoping that they're not going to get bail.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. That's Action SA. And of course, Action SA is not alone. As you can see, EFF as well has now arrived. I mean, we've seen them gathering. We know that people are chanting outside here. What you see in front of us is ANC. We understand that it's some of the local ANC have joined up here. We understand that also the ANC Youth League as well as the Women League are also here joining forces and just emphasizing and picketing on the sidelines. We see DA here also joining in just to put out that voice. We're yet to see some of the civil societies joining in as well. We know that the communities are going to be joining in to also support those victims, to also support the people that have been going through the terror, the attacks in their homes. We know that from some of the people that we had spoken to, you'll remember the community leaders said this has been ongoing for quite some time. But Action SA emphasizing that ANC, the governing party at the moment, should have made sure that such things don't happen, and they are asking no bail for the rapists that they're calling them. And of course, we are yet to distinguish and to understand if they are, of course, linked to that 8 women who were gang raped, as we understand that the police are continuing, of course, to investigate the matter. But we know that at this moment, as it stands, over 80 people will be appearing in court today.
All right, Nqobile, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much for that update. That's a reporter, Nqobile Madlala.